Good afternoon, everybody. It is Master Flame with Moorpark Karate and Krav Maga in Moorpark, California. And our co host is back, Mr.
What's
K,
up?
Kevin Kowalczik in Littleton, Colorado, Revolution Martial Arts, with me here today. If you are watching live and you are here with us today, please drop us a comment and please feel free to let us know if you have any questions as we go along today. So, Mr. K, are you tired of the snow?
I am. It's actually not too bad right now. It's not too bad, but California would be nice. I'd like to be out there in the sunshine. I'm going to be there in February, though.
You'll
Right?
be
Just a
here in
few
just a
more
few
short weeks.
weeks.
Few more short weeks, brother. Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
Compete is coming up, and can't wait to see you there. We're going to meet up at Compete Internationals in Ontario, California. Bro, I got to say, I posted the video of Jet everywhere, but I posted it and I've been talking about it with my students a lot. Man, kid is awesome.
The one of his bow
Yes.
sport martial arts posted.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And that was last year July. He was a brown belt then. He's come a long way since then. It's funny because we look back at that video now and we're like, oh man, like stances are sloppy and we got to fix this and that. And we see so much growth, uh, you know, in that last year. But it's pretty cool to see them posting him and giving him a little shout out. And it kind of ties in with what we're talking about today. I actually love today's topic.
Yeah.
In order to reach your goals, you need a plan. And he's got a plan. He's got some goals that he set for himself as a competitor this year. And he knows the things he needs to work on. And what's really cool is him being able to go back and look at that video and look at that form and realize, man, I've gotten a lot better. Why? Because I set a plan in motion to reach a specific goal and I've taken steps toward that goal.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people, and I'll let you kind of kick it off because I know you got your quote for today, but I think a lot of people set their goals, but they don't really have a plan. So I think this is a great topic. And it's funny, right before we came on, I was actually sitting here and I'm writing out. I have my goals that I list for myself, my personal goals, for my family goals, my
Yep.
business goals, and I have a plan and I check off certain boxes every single week. Right.
Yep.
So I love today's topic, man. I'm gonna let you kick it off. I think this is a good one.
Well, and I want to address that real quick because you're writing your goals down, and I wrote right my goals down, and I break them up into categories, right? And I happen to post my personal goals. Was that today or yesterday? I don't know. It's all a blur, but I post them, and I don't know about you, but I post my goals publicly rather than keeping them privately and all to myself because, especially with people like yourself, you help hold me accountable. My friends help support me
Yep.
and help hold me accountable. And I saw a meme or a quote that a tree grows silently. It doesn't tell anybody that it's growing. And to that I say, but a tree needs water and a tree needs sunshine. And I think the water is the support you receive from other people, and the sunshine is sometimes the recognition and the praise that you get that builds your confidence to keep going towards your plan. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I would even take it a step further. Like that tree goes through storms, right?
Yep.
And that's also part of life. It's part of failure is part of success. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough, right? So you got to go through those storms. You got to go through those challenges in order to become successful and to reach your goals. You have to put yourself out there and challenge yourself. I love that.
Yeah. Well, let's read this week's quote. This is the we're going off our this is our last week talking about goals, by the way, and of course we'll tie in goals with other areas throughout the rest of the year. We got a new word of the month coming up in February, but this is week 4, and it says our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. That was said by Pablo Picasso. And follow that up with, when you train in martial arts, your goal is to become better martial artists, right? Well, did you know that I have a plan for making that happen? It's our classes, right? They're at the same time in the same place every week, and they happen consistently. We can help you with this plan and your goals. But if you have other goals outside martial arts, you need to make your own plan. And I think that, consistency is a really important word when it comes to
Yeah.
making a plan and when you're setting your goals. And I think, our martial arts classes, hey, we have classes Monday through Saturday. Your class is at the same time every Monday. You need to plan things around it if it is a priority, right? And whatever your goal might be, making a plan and having, kind of a schedule to keep to. And like you said, you go through your list and you kind of check things off as you go.
Yeah.
We've constantly referenced, belt testing, right? You can't get a black belt overnight. You got to earn all the belts to get to black belt. Well, those belts happen every 3 to 6 months. That's a checkpoint to
And
earn.
stripe testing every month.
That's right. And you stripe test every month, and that's a checkpoint. And believe it or not, every time you come to class, and I happen to have one of our students' cards here, but I think that each one of these stamps that goes on a card is a checkpoint that says, "Hey, I'm one step closer. I'm one step closer." And I think that helps, aid in the plan and having a plan to follow.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's spot on. You have to have little steps along the way to get to the big goal. If you just focus on the big goal and you focus on, whatever it may be, whether it's a financial goal you have, whether it's earning your black belt, whether it's whatever it may be, right? If you want to lose 50 pounds, right? And you're so focused on 50 pounds and you go to the gym and you lift weights for one day and you get on the cardio machine for 20 minutes and you're like, oh, I didn't lose any weight. No, you did something right, though. You took a step toward the goal, right? And all those little baby steps equal the marathon, and then eventually you're there, right? You wake up one day and you're there, and then you set a new goal and you reassess. But all too often, like I said in the beginning, I don't think people have a goal or a plan to reach the goal. Some people
Mm-hmm.
don't even set goals, which is crazy to me. They just kind of like waft through life day to day. They don't really have any vision of what they want to achieve. They just kind of are going through the motions. They're just getting by. How many times do you hear that? You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous, man. Set goals to better yourself. You should be better every year than you were the year before. You should
Yep.
every year you should better yourself.
You ever ask somebody how their day is going, and this is my favorite. I can't complain. I'm like, what do you mean you can't
Yeah.
complain? Like, you have anything to be happy about today, or you have anything you excited about today? Anything you're grateful for today?
Right.
I can't complain. I mean, could be worse. And it's like, wow, that's a different mindset that I don't think that you and I quite understand, but we hear it a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Well, one of the things I do every single morning, I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but every single day, as soon as my eyes open up, first thing I do before I get out of bed, before I touch my phone, before I do anything, as soon as my eyes open up, I list off in my head 10 things that I'm grateful for, right? Whether it's
Mhm.
the business, my kids, my health, whatever. I sit and I put myself in a positive frame of mind, and I'm thankful that I'm alive and I'm awake, because the fact that I'm alive and I'm awake and I have another day already means I won. And I'll go through at least 10 things in my head that I'm grateful for right now. And then that puts me in a total different frame of mind going into my day, to where it's more than just, well, I can't complain. No, it's, I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I get to enjoy my life. And then from there, you set the goals, right? You set the targets.
That's right. That's right. Hey, let's hear from some people that are watching. If you guys are
Yeah. What's
watching
up,
this
man?
live, and I know you're out there, I see you watching us. Please comment. Let us know if you have any thoughts, any plans, any goals. We want to hear. Presley is watching.
What's
Said
up,
amen.
Reed? Reed's
Man,
the man.
talk about some talent right there.
Reed was actually one of my judges in Chicago. It was awesome.
Very
It was
cool. Very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Man.
Reed, thank you for watching. Appreciate you being here today.
Hope to see you
Anybody
down.
else watching? Comments, thoughts, plans, goals. Um, talk about one of your 2023 goals.
My big goal right now, at least for martial arts, since we're talking martial arts, is, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to. It's funny, all the commentary on my forum was about my age and how old I was. Thank you, thank you, Mr. Perry, for that. But yeah, man, like my big goal. I know this is my last year competing. Just putting it out there, letting everybody know it's my last big year. I'm gonna hit the circuit and go for it.
Hmm.
But I want it to be my last year winning a world title, being my son's first year that he wins his. This is his first year competing black belt.
Hmm.
He's got a really tough division, man. That Grands division's 13 and under. It's stacked. The talent in there is insane. But we're going to do team form together. We're going to get to hopefully get on stage and perform together. It'd be kind of fun to be able to just do the circuit, travel, chase points, do the whole thing, and get to enjoy that father son competing bonding time. So that's my big goal for martial arts, is being able to take on this year together as competitors and be side by side with him and watch him, win his first title this year. So I
Well,
think that's super cool.
help everybody that's watching this understand, or people that may watch this later, as we're talking
Sure.
about a plan, right? So your goal is world champion, perform on
Right.
stage with your son. Um, what kind of training time goes into your daily routine? I mean, you're a full-time school owner, right? You're a
Right.
full-time dad of two. You got a lot going on. You're always in the gym training. Um, because as I'm talking to my students, sometimes we have students that, they think coming to class an hour a day or an hour a couple days a week is like, wow, that's a lot of time. It's a lot of commitment. And I was just talking with a parent last night. I said, I will guarantee you that Jet has been training anywhere from 3 to 5 hours on almost any given day. And I know this because
Yep.
I've been to
Yep.
Colorado and I've watched him. I've watched him run his form a
Yeah.
hundred times, like literally in a row. And people, wow, like whoa. When you want something that's really big, I mean, you have to train big. So I just don't know that everybody understands, and maybe Reed could also help us with this. What kind of time do you put in on a daily basis for training for
Yep.
these tournaments? Because you're doing a tournament at least once a month over this next year, maybe sometimes a
Yep.
couple a month. That's a big
Yeah.
time commitment. Talk about your training time.
We're putting in 3 to 4 hours at least, outside of regular classes, outside of just going to the gym, lifting weights, working on cardio, doing strength and conditioning, that kind of stuff. We're running our sections in our form. We're practicing our music, whether there's tricks in our form that we need to work on and perfect, and repping those out, specific releases and moves and techniques. We're putting in anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, honestly, a day, Monday through Friday. We really do that. We try to take the weekends and kind of chill. There's a lot of times on like a Saturday, I'm like, hey, bud, what do you want to do today? He's like, let's go train. So there's times that we're even in the karate school training. There's times where if I'm in the office here at home, we got mats in the garage. He'll just go out there and start whipping his chucks around and practice it on his own and training on his own. But on average, we're doing at least, I'd say, 3 to 5 hours a day, Monday
Hmm.
through Friday, of just practicing and repping this stuff out. Because it really does have to become muscle memory. And there's so many details. Like I've been training and doing this for, over 30 years, and I still find things that I can tweak. I
Hmm.
watch my performance and I'll slow mo it and I'll go through and watch the details and be like, oh, that chamber was a little bit on an angle. It wasn't perfectly turned over. It wasn't pulled back all the way.
Hmm.
Or when I, strike on one side, one hand's a little bit higher than the other hand. It's not perfectly parallel to the floor. Like there's so many details. There's always room to improve.
Hmm.
If the goal again is like, okay, I want to be a world champion, right? It starts with the little micro steps down here daily. You can't just wake up one day and be a world champion, right? So I know, okay, for me to get here by the end of the year, well, I need to do this many events throughout the months. And then throughout the months, I need to train this much throughout the week. And then throughout the week, I need to do this, this, and this every single day. So there's little steps along the way to help assure me to get to that big goal.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
and how do you, because remind us, how old is Jet?
Jet is going to be 9 in March.
He's going to be 9.
So
Okay. And so a lot of parents, martial arts parents are wondering, like, wow, 3 to 5 hours a day. How do you avoid burnout for him, or what keeps him so motivated to be training that much, that often, and for that long?
good parenting. Sorry, parents. I'm just going to say it. It's going to offend some people, man. But it is. I'm not calling myself a perfect parent, but it's going to offend some people when they, when parents are like, my kid doesn't want to come or they don't want to practice or they don't want to whatever. Honestly, it's because you're not giving them the love and the support most of the time that they need. A lot of the
Hmm.
times it's parents when they come home from work and they've had a long day and they're stressed out and they're busy. Life, I get it. It's
Hmm.
stressful. It's hurry up and get your uniform and your belt. I have to take you to karate. No, it should be I get to take you to karate. You don't have to do it. You get to watch them at this stage of development that they're never going to be in again. You get to watch them learn and grow and excel at a skill, right? So parents have to change their wording on a lot of things. You don't have to go to karate. You get to go to karate today. You get to practice. I get to watch you. I'm so excited to watch you. A lot
Mhm.
of the times we call it the car ride home talk. What you say on the car ride home really matters, right? So when parents are, let's back up a step. What about during class? Parents are sitting and doing this the whole time and they're looking at their phone and their kid finally learns that technique or lands that trick or does something correct. And they look over at mom and dad and this is all they see,
Mhm.
right? Or worse, you drop off and leave.
Mhm.
And I get it. Sometimes you got to go grocery shopping or you have something to do and you can't always watch them. But, my parents, I was super blessed, man, that my parents were there to watch me this last weekend in Chicago, win grand champion and perform on stage and all that. They've been supporting me. They're in their 70s. They've been supporting me since I was a little kid, man. And they're always there supporting me. And that's why I'm successful in business. That's why I'm successful as a martial artist. That's why I'm successful as a coach and a dad, because I've had the support system all along the way. Right. So I would say, parents, if your kids want to be good at anything, soccer, baseball, hockey, I don't care what it is, if they want to be good at whatever, love them and support them and let them know how much you value their hard work, watch them, pay attention, and then also give good feedback. And this goes back to my car ride home talk. When you get in the car, what are you saying? Man, you weren't paying attention out there. Why can't you get this right? Why are you always kicking with the wrong foot? You're never going to do it right. It's so frustrating to watch you. Like, parents say things that get embedded in their kids' brains and they don't even realize. Now all of a sudden the kid feels they can't do it good enough. They're not good enough. They're a disappointment to their parent. And then parents wonder why their kids don't want to train, why they don't want
Mhm.
to practice, why they don't want to come, right? Here's what it should be. Man, I love watching you. You did so great out there today. I'm so proud of you. You're getting so much better every single class. I love watching you on the mat. You're killing it.
Mhm.
That kind of talk makes them want to come.
Right.
Jet's at a point now where I don't have to ever tell him to train. I don't have to ever tell him to practice. He loves it. He enjoys it. He embraces it. It's what he does. And it's because along the way, I built that foundation of like, hey, dude, like if this is what you're going to do, be the best at it. I'm going to support you at it. We're going to
Mhm.
go all in. But it's the positive praise. And it comes down to really, truly good parenting if you really want to motivate your kids.
Well, I'm glad that you took the time to explain that a little bit more in detail, because it's hard to hear that sometimes. And I will be the first to admit that when my kids were younger, I wasn't always the best at that car ride home. I was one of those parents that would critique and criticize. I had every intention of being positive, but the way that it sounded and the way that it was received was not that way. And I learned that the best thing that I could tell my kids is, I was so happy watching you today. I was so excited to be there. I mean, I know that
Dude,
I made it a very important point that I would be at soccer games, I would be at baseball games, I would be at dance rehearsals, recitals. I would be there, and then I would let them know how much I enjoyed being there. And I think that that does change their whole mindset of going to karate or playing any other sport. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because parents, sometimes, and again, this doesn't sound happy, but um, parents let their kids decide what they want to do. Mom and dad, I don't want to go to karate anymore. Okay, let's find something else. No,
because they don't want to fight, right?
right,
They don't want to fight. That's always the thing is, well, I don't want to force them to do anything. You're not forcing them, you're motivating
right,
them. It's totally different.
totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we had this talk today. And going back to having a plan, and sometimes having a plan and setting that time aside of making it to that consistent class schedule is the biggest part of it. Because it's easy. I'm looking at I'm looking at an absent list right here, and I'm thinking,
Yep.
man, maybe they didn't plan to come to class. They just kind of come whenever they can. But like if it's a scheduled day, like we're just going to be there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever it's going to be. Um, and then confidence comes out of achievement, right? Whether it's getting a new trick, it's getting a new technique, it's earning a stripe, it's earning a belt, becoming
Yeah.
a black belt, um, getting a positive praise from their parent or their instructor. All of that achievement builds their confidence, and that cycle just continues on, and that's what we hope for them. So um, yeah, I'm glad we had this talk today. Thursday
And
thoughts. In order to
martial
reach
arts,
your goals, you need a plan.
any martial arts business owners that are watching too, if you're setting a plan to better your business this year, to have more gross revenue, to have better quality students, to improve your school, you should really have a plan to check out Raptor.
Ooh, look at that. Nice segue. Nice segue.
Like that.
Well, so let's talk about Raptor Extreme Karate. We got we got a whole new layout coming to the website, a whole interactive module to this,
Yep.
several different things that are coming up. Give them the lowdown on what's new and exciting.
Everything's finalized and completed this week. It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. And what's really great, I was talking with a lot of school owners when I was out there in Chicago, and they don't have an upgrade curriculum. They don't really have something specific for their upgrade students. They have their basic martial arts program that they teach, and that's basically it. And they don't know how to do the sport karate stuff, which is taking off. And that's what kids want to learn, really. They see movies and video games and things, and they see like the 540s and the jump kicks and all the cool stuff. And they're like, I want to learn martial arts. Right. But then they go to most martial arts schools and it's just basic. It's traditional. It's horse dance and front punch. Right. And they get bored with it because there's not a curriculum out there to really teach them something that's different and new.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we've created, along with 8 different weapons curriculums, kickboxing curriculum, everything to basically take your school from where it is to the next level. So super sweet, man. I'm super pumped for it. And anybody who's going to be at Compete Nationals, hit me up. We got free t-shirts and hat giveaway that we're going to be doing too. Some swag. Yep.
So see you guys in Ontario, California for Compete Nationals. Raptor has been awesome for our school. I just told you before the show, we've got our demo team that, if you watch the demo, you're going to see specific Raptor curriculum right in there. We got XF1, we got XF3, we got a bunch of weapons. And so we had the opportunity. We were actually searched out to go and participate at a Moorpark College basketball showcase. We're doing the halftime show for these 2 games, so it's going to be awesome. We also got approached by the high school at Moorpark College to do their talent show. So, if you're looking for a way to help spread the news about your martial arts program, your demo team or your competition team, which, by the way, Raptor will also have a demo team module to it as well. This is a great way to get some of those kids that want to go to that next level. Not everybody's going to want to, but there are those few in your school that want to really go to the next level and want to belong to something bigger, right? I mean, how many kids do travel baseball or travel sports? Well, sport karate is that in our industry. And so this is that opportunity for you to provide that for those parents that are searching for it. So I'm going to show you guys the Raptor video to finish out today. And next week, Master K and I will be back with a new word of the month, and we'll keep bringing these Thursday thoughts to you each and every week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll see you next time. And thank you, Reed Presley, for being on today, and anybody else is watching. Appreciate you guys. See you soon.